I don't usually notice much on my walk home. It's a pretty ordinary route. Cracked sidewalks, the same row of houses with porches that all look the same, the corner store with its neon sign that flickers like it's on life support, and a few parked cars that never seem to move. It's the kind of walk you do on autopilot, where you don't even think about it because you've done it so many times before. But that night, something was different. There was a cafe. I swear to you, it hadn't been there before. And not in the, oh, maybe I just never looked up kind of way. I know that street. I've walked it countless times. This place just wasn't there until it was. The awning was this faded teal, the kind of color you only see after years of sun and rain. On the front window, painted in old gold letters, was the name, The Ordinary Room. The name almost made me laugh, because the place didn't look ordinary at all. It looked like it had stories tucked into its walls, like it belonged to another time, another city even. And I don't know why, but I went in. Inside it felt warmer than it should have been. Not just temperature, but the air itself felt settled. There was soft yellow light, the kind that makes everything feel like an old photograph. A few people were there, but it wasn't crowded, just enough to feel alive. A couple sat near the window, their heads bent close together. An old man sat at the counter with a half-empty cup, staring at it like it might give him answers. And in the corner, a girl with paint on her hands was writing in a notebook so fast her pen might have caught fire. I stood there for a second, not sure what to do, until the barista behind the counter caught my eye. They gave me this calm smile and asked, "First time here?" I nodded. Without a word, they handed me a menu. But it wasn't food or drinks. It was questions, printed in neat black ink. Stuff like, what do you regret not saying? What moment do you wish you could hold on to longer? Who would you forgive if you could? I stared at it, and for a second, I thought it was some kind of joke. But everyone else in the cafe looked so normal, so unbothered, that I just went with it. I pointed at the first one. What do you regret not saying? The barista nodded, like that made perfect sense, scribbled something down, and then went to work. A minute later, they slid a steaming mug across the counter toward me. "This one's yours," they said. I don't even know what I was drinking. Coffee? Tea? Something in between? But the second I took a sip, it was like a door opened in my head. No warning. Just bam! And suddenly there was this memory I hadn't thought about in years. My old friend. The one who moved away before I ever told them how much they meant to me. Back then, I thought I'd have time. I thought I'd see them again. But I didn't. Life moved, and the words stayed stuck. It hit me harder than I expected. I actually laughed, sitting there alone with this mug in my hands, because it was so ridiculous to feel that much over a sip of something. But it wasn't funny. It was sharp. It was true. When I looked up, that girl with the paint-stained hands glanced at me. She gave me this small nod, almost like she knew what question I'd picked, like she understood. I don't know how long I stayed after that. Could have been 10 minutes, could have been an hour. Time in that place didn't feel normal. It stretched and folded like the cafe had its own clock. But when I finally stood up and walked out, the air outside felt different, lighter, like I'd been carrying something heavy for a long time. And without realizing it, I set it down. The next day I walked by the same street. No cafe, no teal awning, no golden letters. Just a plain brick wall, blank as if it had always been that way. I don't think it was magic, not in the fairy tale sense, but I think some places, or maybe some moments, only appear when you need them most. Maybe the ordinary room is one of those. And me, I needed it. Badly.